Thank you for renting your small PA system from Pulse Sound. We're going to kind of take a look at the mixer end of things and the speakers and see how things all connect together. So the first thing we'll do is we'll pull the mixer out of the case here. And you'll notice stored underneath the mixer should be the power cable. So we'll pull the case off to the side for now. On the back of the mixer is a power cord slot, and we'll plug that in. Plug this into our power strip. If we flip this around and look at the back here, we'll see a power button and a phantom power on. If you're using microphones that take 48 volt phantom power, that button will need to be flipped, and be aware that does go across all 4 mic inputs, not just one. So also on the back here, you'll see our main right and main left outputs. So we would take our XLR connectors and plug them in here. They go sideways on this mixer. And here, and then we would run these to the respective speakers. Now that we've got the mixer hooked up to the speakers, let's look at some of the other input sources we'll have. First one we'll look at is the microphone inputs here. So we'll plug the female end of the XLR into the microphone. The microphones that we send out with our packages have a switch on them, so if you're not getting signal, that's one of the first places you want to look and make sure that a switch is switched on. The other end of the cable we'll plug here into the microphone jack, 1, 2, 3, or 4. In this case, we'll look at 1. And all of this stuff for 1 goes in a line down the strip. First thing that we'll look at is this button right here. It says low cut 75 hertz. Basically, this puts in a filter there, rolls off a lot of that low end noise, makes it better for speech, just kind of gets rid of the rumble. The next thing we want to look at is this gain knob. This is kind of like a first volume stage. It gets enough volume to it so that this knob down here, that's the actual volume, can really do some work. So you want to set this, depending on the microphone, maybe somewhere in there. And then as we go down the line farther, we will look at aux 1 and 2, and those are used just if you have extra speakers to send signal to that source. The next section is EQ. We have high, mid, and low. So if you need more low end in your voice, or you want less low end because it's too boomy, you'll use this knob. Same thing with the mid or the high. Say you want to, it sounds a little too bright or crisp, you'll take the high and turn that down. As we move down to the pan is the next knob, and that changes it to whether it's coming out of the left speaker or the right speaker. If you're in the center, it comes out of both equally. The next will mute or unmute. So again, if you're not hearing signal, you want to make sure that that button is up in the unmuted position. The next button down says pre-fade or solo. If you push that button, you'll see a light flashing over here that says rude solo, and you can see meters over in this area. Check 1, 2. See the meter right there. And if we turn that gain knob up, you'll see those meters kind of change depending. Now Mackie has done a nice thing for us, and it says level set. So if we adjust, so when we're talking pretty normally, the gain knob to where the level set line is, that's a pretty good starting point. And then we can use this knob to make further changes. Now this knob is your main volume on the channel. And each one of these channel strips kind of has the same idea. The main volume for the whole mixer to get signal out to the speakers comes from this one right here that says main mix. And as you turn that one up, you'll be able to hear the sound come out of the speakers. Let's look at another common connection we might make, and that's for an iPhone or an iPod cable. Now we can come into any of these right here that say line in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to go into 11 and 12. We'll take our 1/4 inch cables, we'll plug them in there. The other end would go into your iPod, your iPhone, or whatever other source you have, your computer. Now it's the same thing as these other channels. We'll have aux 1 and 2, which will send the signal to other additional speakers if we have them. We don't have that same button here for the low end roll off, but that's fine. Same EQ though. If we want more lows, mids, or highs, or less lows, mids, or highs, we'll use those knobs to adjust the volume of those frequency bands. The next knob down is the pan again, and that sends it left or right, and if it's in the center, it's coming out both speakers. The next one will be mute. So if you're not hearing signal, make sure that is in the up position, your signal is unmuted. Pre-fade or solo, we'll see the light flash here. Same thing that we did over with the mic cable. It'll allow us to see a level over here and kind of set a good general level. Now with this, we don't have a gain knob, so that would be, you'd set the level using the volume buttons on your phone or your computer or whatever the source might be. And then this is your level out to the main mix, and then this would go out to the speakers. Thank you for renting your equipment from Pole Sound. We hope your event goes well, and please consider us next time for your rental.